Hey everybody, I am back with another speed build, and again, my goal is to try to do one a week. Some months it might be one every 2 weeks, due to my schedule and how busy I am right now currently, and I am trying to make myself more efficient with making an actual schedule with gaming, but it is very hard for me. Normally it should be very easy, but not with my living situation, which you probably already know that from previous videos that I have talked about, so I don't think I need to say in every video. So but anyway, this is a build based on a trailer that my grandma lived in many years ago. She passed away in early 2000 at 92 years old, and it was really hard for me to, I didn't put it in the right town. I should have put it in the Willows Creek or in one of the other ones that are lush and green, but she did have a trailer out in Arizona, so I figure we'll go with it and we'll kind of combine the two. So I also ended up making I wanted to make a pond, and I didn't really have a big enough lot to really do a lot of detail with a pond, so I ended up putting a pool in the back of the house and then put a lot of trees around it to make it look like a lot of woody areas. Because she literally lived out in the woods in Centreville in Michigan, and right next door to my aunt and uncle who live on a farm, and so the horses would always come up to her fence line at night or during the morning, and I would hear them out the window, and I would go ride them later on that day. But yeah, it's like really hard to do a river because you can't really build a river in the Sims. So yeah, I decided to just go with a pool. I did put a Sims in here to test it out, and apparently she wanted to start a fire in the fire pit outside, which then engulfed into flames. So I had to have her extinguish the fire without her dying in the process, because normally when they start a fire out in the desert, it doesn't extinguish right away. So yeah, and me being in like the Grand Canyon, I know it's hot and muggy, and yeah, so that is I've never actually had a fire experience in that matter, but I hope I never do. But my Sims have already, so yeah. And I guess my neighbors did earlier this year. It was quite sad, and I was on my way home and got home, and their house was engulfed in flames, and nobody knew why or how it happened, but it happened. And so but yeah, that's another story. Anyway, back to my grandma. My grandma was very creative, very she worked a lot, and she traveled a lot, and yeah, she ended up becoming kind of like I went like the permanent babysitter. My mom ran daycare when we were younger, so we either were with like with another babysitter before my mom actually worked. We had babysitters, but when it's kind of before and after, it's kind of confusing to remember all this. We would go visit her and hang out there when my mom did get daycare, in between babysitters, so it was a little weird, but we didn't mind it because we were out at the farm, and they had a little river down below which you actually had to walk down to, or you had to walk down to the bridge to get into the river, but if you were at my aunt's, you could actually just go down the dirt road to her house, which you had to go over a bridge. It kind of sounds like the over the river and through the woods to grandmother's house we go song, literally. Basically, that's kind of how it sounds. And we could just go swimming and wade and ride horses down the river, which we did a lot. And yeah, and I'm basing this on the one trailer in Michigan. I don't really remember a lot of the one in Arizona. So that one I probably won't do a build on because I have no reference of that. I probably do, but I have no idea where it is. And my other grandma, who is almost 94, just went over there. It's kind of funny. She and my grandma, at the time when my grandpa was still alive, all three were in the same trailer park at one point. And they would go visit each other while they were in Arizona, which was kind of funny. And so they all knew each other and hung out there. And my grandma Caldwell, not my grandma Shear, this is based on my grandma Shear, but my grandma Caldwell wanted to go back there this year and visit them, being that she's almost 94 years old. It's like, I want to go on a joyride trip. And so her daughters, my aunts, went with her, and they went for a week, and she hung out with her old neighbors, and she did pretty good, from what I heard. I think she came back with a small cold, but other than that, she was pretty good. And yeah, she has a lot of energy for going on 94. And, but my grandma Shear was almost 92 before she died. She's technically 91 due to health reasons and all that. So I'm pretty sure she would have made it to 92. I was really hoping she would have. But, you know, I still miss her, and, like I said, it's kind of hard for me to talk about it, because, it's just hard. And, so I decided to make make it all lush and green, and I did a lot of this detail before I did the inside of the house. Normally, I kind of multitask and I do the outside and the inside both at the same time, but I kind of made myself focus on the outside, on how I wanted to look. So I try to use a lot of the outdoor, not retreat, the outdoor backyard patio stuff pack, I think it is. And I incorporated that all into, like, the front yard and both of the patios that are on the front and the back. I did add the little fireplace thing on there, and she did not have a fireplace in the trailer. Mind you, I am making this totally a modern 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom trailer. It is not run down and not really rustic, but just run down with a well outside. And, yeah, she literally had a well outside. And it, like, she had it covered with a greenery brick thing, so none of us would fall into the well. And we could drink from the well, but it was, like, very irony. It wasn't really that well kept up to be able to drink out of the well. So I did not add a well on this lot at all. Basically because we don't have any old-fashioned rustic wells in the game to really represent that era. So I did not add that in there. And she did try to have a lot of plants. I don't really think she had a fire pit out in the back, but we did roast. We did make one eventually, because we would camp out there on some occasions. We wouldn't sleep in the house, we would sleep outside. So, and then we'd go play out in the woods, and we had our own little tree hut area that my aunt and uncle and her put together. It was kind of cool. Not really sure I can recreate that I could try, but it would be a lot of trees and not a lot of anything else. Yeah, I don't think we have a lot of trees to do that in The Sims yet. So unless they made like a pack that had a lot of trees or added in more, then maybe. And I tried to base it mainly on a lot of the colors she had in the trailer. And a lot of browns, a lot of yellows, a lot of old colors, as you might say. And for her bathroom, like, I ended up putting the closet in the bathroom. It was easier to do that way. And I think I ended up making the other bathroom slightly smaller than this one, because I wanted to make sure there was still room for a bath, toilet, and a sink in each one, because I remember that. And I remember it was like for kids, so not necessarily the room that I'm making right now had 2 full beds. It just had 2 twin beds, and they were really firm beds. They were like not very comfortable. I still slept on them, so I got used to it after a while, pretty much. And yeah, she did not have a computer. That computer is just made it modern right there. So I added it in just to make it more modern for The Sims. And you don't find 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom homes anymore. And I remember, I'm pretty sure she had 2 bathrooms in that trailer. Because you would walk into her room, and then you would walk into another bathroom. And then you would walk out of her room and go down the hall past the other bedroom, and then be a smaller bathroom on the end. That much I do remember. And she had a closet. It was probably like a walk-in closet. But it's been so long since I've been in that trailer, and they took it away a couple years after she passed away. So that whole area is just land now. There's like, I don't even think my aunt and uncle are renting that area out anymore. So that land property is like just weeds and trees and plants, and it's all grown over. So yeah, we don't really go over to that side of their property much anymore. Let's just say that. And they do a lot more weddings and stuff now out on their property. So they may have made more parking over there. I don't know. Because I don't really go out there much, so I don't really know what they've added, what they don't add. And yeah, I don't really... Did I leave a TV on that? No, I didn't. Okay, never mind. I'm looking at watching it. Yeah, this is where I added the fireplace. And I kind of modernized the kitchen a little bit more, too. So what you see, like half walls and all that stuff, she didn't have any of that. It was all, you walk right in up to the kitchen, and it's right there. The hard part was with the table that I added in later. And I really wanted to have a small round table, but I always feel like the tables were too small to be round, and I remember her having a round table, so I had to improvise, and I used what James and Delicacy do, where you add like different tables and you make them into one big table with the move objects on sheet. I did that. It makes it slightly bigger, so I had to rearrange the flooring in there to make it big enough to put one in there. And you probably realize I sound stuffy, and that is because of all the freaking weather change. And within the last week or so, I've had headaches, and I do not like them because of all the warm, cold. Right now we're at like 19 degrees, or will be by tomorrow, and we were colder than that since Wednesday. And then last weekend we were like 61 degrees, so that's Michigan for you. on weather, so that's why I sound all stuffy and congested, because of my allergies, and I hate them. I want them to go away. And I'm still working on the color pattern and adding some rugs. She probably didn't have that many rugs, but I wanted to brighten up the carpet because the carpet was a little brown for me. And even though she had brown, I didn't want to add a lot of brown. So, yeah. This is where I'm at, figuring out where to put the table. And I do know that most of her kitchen area was all yellow and white, but we don't really have a lot of color palettes for yellow and white. So I went with brown and tan and white to kind of compromise a little bit. And I think she did have a yellow table, or a cream color tone, beige color, something like that. So I went with that, and yeah, my phone says that Sunday will be 51 degrees warmer. Yay. This is gonna make my nose crazy all night. And I didn't add a lot of cupboards to the kitchen, so if you want to add more cupboards, feel free to do that, because I remember it being a small kitchen, as you would say a trailer would be, so I made it small. And trailers normally don't really have large kitchens. Unless you have like the really full-size ones from like in trailer parks and whatnot, then they might be a little bit bigger. But I went with small. And I tried to add I think I added a cabinet. I think. I may have. I don't know. But anyway, I'm going to wrap it up all here. I hope you guys enjoy it, and I hope you all have a good day and good weekend. And I hope to have another speed build done by next week. And these are the screenshots, and I hope you all have a lovely day. Bye-bye.